You're lying in bed. It's 2 a.m. Everyone else is asleep. But your brain? Your brain is running a full board meeting, replaying a conversation from 3 years ago, analyzing what someone meant by that one look they gave you, and simultaneously worrying about something that hasn't even happened yet. Sound familiar? If it does, you're not broken. You're an overthinker. And today, we're going to dig into the psychology behind why some people simply cannot turn their minds off.
Overthinking isn't just thinking a lot. There's an important distinction. Thinking is productive. You analyze a problem, you find a solution, you move forward. Overthinking is different. It's when your mind gets stuck, spinning in circles without reaching any conclusion. Psychologists call this rumination, and it's one of the most well-studied mental habits in cognitive science. There are 2 types of overthinking: ruminating about the past, replaying old mistakes, embarrassing moments, things you wish you'd said differently; worrying about the future, catastrophizing, playing out worst-case scenarios, preparing for disasters that will probably never come. Both feel like you're being responsible or being careful, but research consistently shows that neither actually helps you make better decisions. In fact, the opposite is true.
So, what's happening in the brain of an overthinker? The key player is the default mode network, a set of brain regions that activate when you're not focused on the task. It's the part of your brain that wanders. For most people, it kicks in during downtime, but for overthinkers, it never really shuts off. Studies using brain imaging have found that overthinkers show hyperactivity in the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for decision-making and self-reflection. Their brains are essentially working overtime, even on problems that don't require that level of energy. There's also the amygdala, your brain's threat detection center. In overthinkers, the amygdala is often on high alert, treating uncertainty like danger. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a real threat and a perceived one. So when you imagine a difficult conversation going wrong, your stress response fires the same way it would if the threat were real. This is why overthinking is exhausting. You're not just thinking, you're surviving over and over in your own mind.
Overthinking doesn't happen to everyone equally. Certain personality traits make people more vulnerable. High conscientiousness? Overthinkers tend to be deeply responsible, detail-oriented people who genuinely care about doing things right. That's a strength, but it has a shadow side. When you care too much about the outcome, your brain refuses to let go of the process. Perfectionism. Many overthinkers hold impossibly high standards for themselves. Every decision feels like it has to be perfect, which means no decision feels safe enough to commit to. Sensitivity and empathy. Overthinkers are often highly attuned to other people's feelings. They replay social interactions because they genuinely care how they made others feel. That empathy is beautiful, but it also turns every conversation into material for endless post-analysis. Low tolerance for uncertainty. This is perhaps the most central trait. Overthinkers struggle to sit with not knowing. They analyze and reanalyze because the mind believes that if it just thinks long enough, it will find certainty. But life doesn't work that way, and the search for certainty in an uncertain world is a loop that never closes.
Here's what most people don't realize about overthinking. It feels productive, but it costs you enormously. Research published in the Journal of Abnormal Psychology found that people who ruminate are significantly more likely to develop depression and anxiety over time. Not because they're weak, but because the brain, when forced into constant negative loops, starts to wire itself around those patterns. Overthinking also damages decision-making. The more you analyze, the more options feel equally risky, and the harder it becomes to choose. Psychologists call this analysis paralysis, and it steals your present moment. While your mind is in the past or the future, your actual life, the conversations happening now, the opportunities right in front of you, is passing by unnoticed.
So, how do you break free? First, recognize the loop. The moment you catch yourself going in circles, name it. Say to yourself, I'm ruminating right now. That simple act of labeling activates the rational brain and creates a small but important distance between you and the thought. Second, set a worry window. Give yourself 15 to 20 minutes a day to think through your concerns deliberately. Write them down. Then, when anxious thoughts arise outside that window, you tell your brain, not now. We have time for that later. Over time, this retrains your brain's urgency response. Third, ask a better question. Overthinkers often ask, what if this goes wrong? Replace that with, what would I do if it did? The first question spirals. The second one plans. And planning gives your brain the sense of control it's desperately looking for. Fourth, embrace imperfection. Most decisions aren't irreversible. Most mistakes are recoverable. Give yourself permission to be good enough, and you'll find that your mind loosens its grip. And finally, move your body. Physical activity is one of the most evidence-backed ways to interrupt rumination. Even a 10-minute walk breaks the mental loop by shifting your brain's attention to the physical world.
People who think too much are not a problem to be fixed. They are often some of the most thoughtful, creative, and caring people in any room. The goal isn't to stop thinking, it's to learn how to think on purpose, rather than being dragged by thought. Your mind is powerful. The only question is, are you driving it, or is it driving you? If this resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And remember, the quietest minds aren't always the most peaceful. Sometimes peace is something you have to build, one conscious thought at a time.